What's going on, everybody? My name is Krikcet, and we are here today to check out one of the crazier mods. I like to think of it as a Swiss Army knife. And it's the Huddig, as you can see in front of me. So, it's been out for quite a while. I know a lot of people know about it, but I know, I bet there's a handful of, newer players that haven't ever used it, haven't ever come across it. So I figured I would do kind of like a mod showcase on it and just kind of show it off for those who don't know what it is, or maybe someone who's seen it but doesn't know what it's capable of. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. Um, Basically, in the store it's under wheel loaders. You get two different versions. You get the base city version, and then you've got a cable version, which has a basically a raisable boom on the top of it. It is classified as a wheel loader, obviously, so all your wheel loader attachments will attach to the front. And basically, it's got the tail section, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. But yep. So basically, you've got all the colors, anything you want. I have quite a few already set up around the map to show off various aspects of it, but just to give you an idea, you can do wheels, and design color changes your basically the arms and the boom in the rear. Um, so you can customize it that way. Now, type is the wheels and a secondary aspect, which I will show off at some point later in the video. Basically, you've got city, which are Trelleborgs, then rail. And if you see what it did there, was it actually put extra feet on it for driving on train tracks. And as I said later, I will cut to a chunk of those. It's really cool that they put that in there. It doesn't work all the greatest, but um, I might just not be getting it perfect, but you guys will see that in a little bit. And then city, these are kind of your really beefy kind of heavy duty tires. Again, city rail version, another city version of the Nokians with the rails. And then the last one is one of my favorites, the Muddy Mary. Now, one thing, if you'll notice here, you see on the back here, it's got the supports like you'd normally have on a, I can't believe the name is escaping me. I'll think of it at some point. Basically, it's got supports, so when you're using the excavator portion of it, if you will, it keeps it planted in place. Now, the Muddy Mary does not have that. But I will say from using it, the Muddy Mary, because it sits lower and has the tracks, it doesn't wobble as much when you're doing kind of heavier things with it. This is usually the setup I personally go for. Floor mats, you can't really see inside, but basically it gives you a textiled one, or standard's kind of like a rubberized one. And then light configuration. On the top, you've got a light ring, and that literally super bright. Nice lighting around the entire thing. And then secondary, adds a beacon to it. And that's pretty much it for customization, but where you really get into it is the features and what it's capable of. So, and I'll show you real quick. This is the cable version. It's basically, options are exactly the same as the other version. The only difference is it has this lift on it, the boom lift. And it doesn't have a ton of functionality. I mean, you could definitely use it, but it's more of, we'll say a storyline kind of aspect to it, More of like if you're doing like a role play or something like that. There is one thing I found out you can do with it that's kind of cool, but I'll show you that in a little bit. Um, let's see. So, real quick. So basically the way this works is you line up, and it is a bit difficult to line up. But if you can get it right, which I can't seem to do, it's finicky. It's a nifty feature, but it's not really the highlight of this mod, that's for sure. Okay, there we go. So basically, now you can drive on the train tracks, if you want to. And it didn't even stay. So, yeah, like I said, finicky, but it's interesting that they included it in there. So I figured I'd show it off. Alright, so we'll show off some of the things. This is a trailer that comes with the Huddig pack. And the cool thing about this is you can tow it behind the Huddig, which I'll show off real quick. You can also carry your attachments around. Attaches right to the back. This thing also telescopes, so you can have it out further. Let's see, you got an attachment on the... Oh, backhoe. Called a backhoe. Thank you. And so basically you can stretch it out if you got a big implement on the backhoe, so you don't hit it. Another feature, you can actually kind of steer this a little bit. Could come in handy for some function or another. Honestly, it's escaping me at the moment. And while I'm standing right here, I'll show you this piece too. This is one of the attachments that comes with it. It's a attacher plate, and basically what it does is it allows you to attach two trailers. So if you want to attach it to the tail section instead of the vehicle itself, now I've not tested a ton of trailers, I don't know what it will attach to or won't attach to, but I figured I would show it off. The other cool part about the implements and this trailer, but I believe on any trailer they can be strapped, so which is handy. Alright, so real quick, I'm going to go through the actual Huddig's implements and such. For those of you who don't like multiple bits, like having to switch through different categories, this is one of those. I'll pull up the menu so you can see. Basically, on one, that's your front loader. That is your... works just like any other front loader, up, down, tilt, the usual. Multiple groups, that's what I was thinking of. So, nothing special there, like I said, just your normal wheel loader movement. Two, that is your tail, your backhoe. So, just like most cranes, L1 up and down, that's your main boom. R1 up and down, that's your secondary boom. Now I will say this one has a couple differences in movement than per se like the excavator does, like the Liebherr. But you know, if you're used to playing around with stuff like this, you'll kind of pick up on it. L1, R1, and right and left on the D-pad on the right stick will allow you to tilt. And then if you go to control group 3, I believe it is, yes, L1, R1, and right and left on the right stick will actually tilt the arm. Let's see if you can see that better. The only thing that kind of stinks about that is for some reason if you wanted to, you have to switch control groups to do that particular movement. Now also under 3 we have, let's see, let's get this here. You got a window that opens, R1 and back, or R1 and down will open the rear window. Of course it goes through your head a little bit. And L1 and right and left will do the right one. So L1 up and down, left window, or passenger window. L1 left and right will do the other window, and then R1 up and down will do the rear window. This also, obviously because it has a backhoe, L1, R1, X will flip you around. So just like other vehicles that have, you know, reversible seats, now your drive is backward, forward, that kind of thing. I'm not going to call out every single control movement. Honestly, you got to play around with it. This thing is amazing. It does so much stuff, but you do have to you almost have to learn it. So, let's see. I'll shut this one off for the moment. Now, let's say you just want to turn this into like a regular backhoe. Well, put a shovel on the front and put that on the rear. Now, the only other downside to this, like I said, about the every time you attach to something, it resets the control group. So if you're on the backhoe and you attach to something, it zeroes it back out. So you have to cycle back to the control group to control what you want to control. And when you have multiple attachments, it takes a bit to get used to, but once you've used it a little bit, it kind of comes second nature. So like I said, now you've got your regular average backhoe. Completely forgot real quick. All of the attachments are in miscellaneous, and there is a secondary pack. It's called the Nmc Attachment Pack, I believe it's called, on console. On PC, I believe it's called something else. This is all the stuff that comes with your standard Huddig pack. And I'll show off most of these. A couple of these I won't, just because they're pretty self-explanatory. This one, adapter, basically what it does is it hooks to your backhoe and gives you a wheel loader attachment from the backhoe. Roller deletes fields, that attaches to the backhoe. Mower, it's a mower, attaches to the backhoe. Attacher plate, that's the one I showed off that will attach to a trailer. Stump grinder, again self-explanatory, but that is the one sitting inside the trailer that I had strapped down. Asphalt cutter, basically it's a plow, 1 meter plow. You drag it around on the ground, it plows. This is the one I have on there now, the G85 with teeth. There's one without teeth. It has a half a dozen different buckets, honestly. This is 840 liters, well they both are. The grading bucket's 1400 liters. The little skinny guy is 380 liters. This one's 800. It's a slope bucket. There's Backhoe Forks, so you can connect forks to the backhoe and use it. I have done this. The only thing I will say is you will want to use another piece of equipment that I will show you in a moment, and that's this thing, the Roto Tilt. This allows you to tilt left, right, backward, forward, beyond the normal movement of the backhoe, but it will also rotate. So it's really handy. I'll show it off in just a second. Then you get a typical grapple and a cutter head, so you can actually harvest trees with this too, and I'll show that off. There's also a tree planter, so you can plant trees. Another asphalt cutter, same thing, just plows. Another bucket, and these ones from this one on are part of that Nmc pack that I told you about. So another asphalt cutter, a bigger grading bucket, or a smaller grading bucket, 750 liters, another 750 liter bucket, another set of pallet forks, and this sorting grapple. This thing is fantastic. I'll show that off as well. This is a separate mod. It's the Backhoe Snowplow. Attaches to the backhoe and allows you to really fine-tune plow if you're using snow. I have not tried it on any type of other material to see if it'll push grains or anything like that. And the last thing, this is another separate mod, but it works really well with this, and it's a U-blade. It's basically a big snowplow with wings. It's really cool. Okay. So, where we left off. Okay. So right now, like I said, you gotta cycle through the menus, but it's not, and it resets. But you do get used to it, and like I said, this thing is amazing at what it can do. Alright, so this is the Roto Tilt. It has a little claw, which you could theoretically pick up stuff. The only downside is it moves off the same axis as the up and down, so when you lift, it opens, when you lower, it closes. So I haven't really been able to get it to work for me with the claw portion, but I've seen people in real life use them. It's kind of cool. So, now, you've got your bucket, you're over here, and you need to pick up something right there. So, you rotate it. Now you can angle it this way, that way, like this, like that. And it allows you to scoop at an angle. Or like I said, you just turn it back around. You can do it from the back. It gives you a lot of versatility whether you're using buckets or other things. Another thing it works really well on, which I'll show off, is the grapple. For doing, like if you're picking up logs. I'm sure there's things I'm probably going to miss just because there's so much to this. Oh, also, control group 3. I believe it's, yeah. L1, R1, and up and down on the right stick will lower your feet, which will prop you up. So if you're using this, you're not gonna get all wonky. Alright, so that's that part. This is the tracked version, as I stated before. Again, you can see I made them all in different colors. Actually, I think we're going to wait on this one. I'm going to show you a different one. Oh, nope, nope. I've got too many of them. Okay. See? Class 1. Alright, so this is the roller. The deleting fields. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I figured I would show it off anyway. And like I said, the nice thing about that Roto Tilt is you can angle anything any which way. I mean, it's not too bad here, but... So this deletes fields. Pretty self-explanatory, but doesn't hurt to see it in action. So that's that one. Where's my other one? Just over here. And for anyone wondering, I am on the mod test map. And there you go. John Deere fans rejoice. Oh, and while I'm here, I will show you the lighting. Lighting, beacon. Alright. So, again, mower. Turn it on. And she mows. Nice thing about this is, let's say you're doing an area and there's a fence or something, and I know there's another couple mods that came out a while back that did that, but like let's say you're driving along a fence line and you're like, okay, I want to mow along the fence line. You could stick it over the fence and drive down. Like that. So, just another feature, or if you're trying to get around something, it's tight, you know. You can get specifically what you want with it. Alright. That's shown off. Alright, so real quick recap. You've seen buckets, normal wheel loader stuff attached to it. You've seen the Roto Tilt with the bucket. And like I said, half a dozen buckets in this pack, so whatever size you want, style you want, you know, if you want to do some digging or pretend you like you're digging a moat, whatever works, you know. Alright, so we are going to go on to this one now. This one, as I stated before, I like this one for doing the, it's a little squirrely. There we go. We're gonna go find ourselves a tree. As you can see, we've already gotten one down. Alright, so like I said, I like using the tracked version because when taking down a tree with this, because it's not a huge machine, it does work quite well. So just like any other, you open it up. Change cut length. Let's do 6 meters, just for the heck of it. And I'm not even on it. Now I have used this before and actually had quite good success with it. There we go. Oh, it is pulling me a bit. Yeah, not perfect. But, like I said, if you want to do a little bit of tree work and you're just trying to take down a couple and you don't want to go nuts and spend 400 grand. And the last time I did this, I didn't have as much wobble in the vehicle. So you might want the ones with the feet. It's completely up to you. And that, I mean, that's basically the tree harvester portion of it, you know. There's not much to it. But you can cut down a tree real quick on your land. And then, let's see, let's drop this off right there. Get out of my way, bales. I'll show you the stump cutter real quick. I mean, granted, it's just a stump cutter, but why not, right? As I run into everything. I'm just very excited. Alright. So like any stump cutter, turn it on. Because it is smaller, you do have to get kind of really on it. But, I mean, really, with this one vehicle, you could do it. And then, I know a lot of people like using wheel loaders for actually moving their logs. You could put a claw on the front of this and pick up the logs that way. We're not going to right this minute because I'm going to show you something else. So again with the Roto Tilt. Like I said, it does take a bit of getting used to with the controls and the amount of tabs to cycle through and stuff like that, but we're going to lift you up. There we go. Here I am making a... I'm gonna get myself stuck. I'm not even gonna be able to go through here. I should have gone the long way around. Get out of my way. Alright. I mean, it's pretty standard. It's a grapple. But I will say this particular grapple works a bit better than the other one in the original pack. So, it's a little bigger, grabs a little more. And like I said, the Roto Tilt really comes in handy because if you need to adjust, fine-tune, tilt this way, tilt that way, tilt this way, tilt that way, it allows you to really kind of get what you want. And I think I've got too much. There we go. You know, I've done this before on a logging map and didn't have this much issue. Of course, when I go to show it off, all hell breaks loose. There, we've got a log. Hooray. Well, you get the idea. And that was my point. Alright, let's try and grab just the two. There we go. That's better. Still tilting a little bit, but not as bad. So, bring them over to a wood chipper, do something like that. Whatever you want to do. Alright, so that's pretty much everything, I believe, or almost everything. So real quick, I figured I would show you guys what I was talking about before. This is the cable version. This is the one with the lift on it, right? Now the lift, if I remember correctly, is group 3 on this one. You gotta unfold the tractor, and it puts you down into the actual bucket. So you can lift, and you have to L2, R2, and left and right on the right stick will tilt the bucket. L1 up and down, lift the boom. R1 right and left will lift you up, or extend the boom, sorry. So let's say, like I said, roleplay is good on this, or if you wanted to, if you switch your view, on this one it'll actually put you in the bucket. So now the only thing that doesn't work on this is you can't choose anything from inside the bucket, but if you get out, you're still standing on the bucket, right? Then you get yourself a chainsaw, and you're like, oh, I want to cut the top of this tree off for whatever reason. Check it out. Maybe airplanes fly too low, maybe it's hitting a telephone pole or wires, and you want to just trim it down a little, and then you just square to get back in the bucket. And switch your views so you can get yourself back down. And there you go. Like I said, that's the only thing I've really found for it, but I mean you can really do anything with it. You just role play or whatever. Alright, so we're gonna fold that up, puts itself back away, and with this you still have all the functionality of all the other stuff. It's just an extra control group that you gotta worry about, cycle through, whatever. Alright, so that's that. Let's see. Is there... Let's go back in miscellaneous, make sure there's nothing I missed. I'm sure there is. Backhoe Forks, like I said, they're Pallet Forks. You put them on the back. The only thing I will say, I would definitely use the Roto Tilt, because when you attach to these, they face the Huddig itself. I'll buy a set just so you can see what I mean. The claw, it's just like the other claw. This one's just a bit smaller. And the tree planter, we'll get a tree planter, and we'll get the Asphalt Cutter, just so you guys can see that. And pallets, I believe, is where you find the saplings. Yes, pallet saplings right there. This is how you load that tree planter. Let's get back to one that's over here. And they're all over here. Okay. We'll use you. Alright, so real quick, like I was saying before, basically you do, if you go up to this right now and attach it, it's going to attach it facing the vehicle. It won't attach the other way, at least that I've found. I could be wrong. So you can't rotate it, is basically my point. Which is why if you do use this, it'll allow you to actually rotate the Pallet Forks. Now I have done this just out of morbid curiosity. It does work. It's quite touchy. Mainly because you have to, you know, get it just right. Get it just right, just the right height, just perfect, and then you basically have to drive into it. Because even like if you're going to the side and you're trying to swing it, because of the length of the boom, you end up swinging. You know what I'm saying? Like you got it here and you're trying to go straight in, it's gonna pull because of the, you know, the boom's not moving with it, the backhoe. So again, it's one of those things. It's, if you want it, it's there. If you don't want it, it's not there. I mean, it's still there. You know what I mean. Alright. Get out of my way. Asphalt Cutter. And then on this one, it says allow create fields. Turn that on. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. I don't know in this land. Hold on. Let's go over here. There you go. Grade the fields. One tiny bit at a time. It works. It's just gonna take you a while. But, I mean, if you're just trying to fix an edge on a field, you know, you did it with a big old plow and you just need like the corner touched up a little, it might work for something like that, you know? Just fix that one little spot. Use this in tandem with the field remover and you can clean it up real nice. Alright, that's done. Alright, and last but not least, I believe, will be the tree planter. And I have not used the tree planter myself. I did see a couple other people do a video on that a long time ago when it first released. And I think the only downside to it, if I'm correct, come on. Of course it's not gonna. Oh, I know why. See, it's got a lot of control to it, but all right, tree planter. Okay. Now I've got the Roto Tilt on there. You don't need the Roto Tilt for this. Nope. Nope. Bam. And then you refill it just like you would any other, you know, any other pallet or anything. It's just L3. All right. Stick that out like that. Go plant a tree or three. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure the only downside that I've seen with this from other people doing it is you can't, like I said, you can't control, I don't believe, the distance like you can on a normal tree planter. Yeah, there's no change, like planting distance. So basically wherever you touch ground, it's going to plant one. So, let's see, turn on tree planter. Try it. Bam. There's a tree planted. Yep. Okay. So it works like that, but if you, like, let's say you put it down, right? And then you drive. It's going to put them at that distance. You can't change that. So with this, you definitely want to be like, okay, I want a tree here. You know, I want a tree over here. You have to literally pick exactly where you want it and make sure you place it, like tap the ground once with it and that's it. So, want one here, bam, done. Now move. Don't just drag it behind you because it will literally leave a string of trees, and we all know that trees don't grow full size if they're planted that close. So, alright. Alright, that's the tree planter. And I'll do one more quick check, and then I believe that'll be everything. I'm not going to show off every bucket. Like I said, I mean, they're buckets. You guys know what buckets do. Choose what you want for the job you want and go from there. And then there's another set of Pallet Forks. I think this set, the secondary set, the one that comes with the Nmc pack, I believe the forks actually move distance, whereas the original one, the one I just showed off, I don't believe you can move the fork width. I tried, I couldn't seem to pull it off. And the snowplow, it's a snowplow that attaches to the backhoe. So, but I believe, like I said, I believe. Oh no, that's not everything. There was one other thing. Where is it? And I'm not seeing it. I know it's in here. might have to go into Nmc. It might be under here. Haha. Okay, so we've got there's two different parts to this. I'm gonna see if I can find the other one too real quick. Aha, okay. So container jib, I want to buy one of them real quick. And I'm also going to buy the lift arm. And I don't think the lift arm's going to do me very much good right now, but we're going to try it anyway. Alright, Roto Tilt gone. So, for those of you who like running into things, lift arm. This is for, as far as I am aware, big bags and stuff like that, and it telescopes too. So you can big bag, hang it over stuff, drop it in, telescope it back up, and then drop it where you want. So I don't have big bags installed on this particular save, so I can't show that off, but I mean, it's a big bag holder. I don't think it has straps of any sort, so I don't think you can strap. I'll look real quick to see. Oh, got regular big bags. I don't know if it'll work on that, but we'll try it. We'll try it, just for the hell of it. If not, it might only work on like regular big bags, like the bag big bags. Nope. Unless I'm being stupid and it doesn't work on this. Alright, maybe I'm being stupid. So yeah, this might only work on like the actual bags, like the ones with the loop, not on the in-game ones, so keep that in mind. Like I said, I don't have it installed, so I can't test it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's for, because I don't know what else it would be for. And it's called a lift arm. So yeah, I apologize for that, but I'm pretty sure that's it. And then this one, the container jib, this, I didn't know what this was for at first, but I do now. So you got yourself a fancy container for an IT runner, and you want to move it around your yard. Well, now you can with the container jib. See? So now you want to pull it around the yard, move it to a different spot. So let's swing that bad boy over there. Get it out of my way. Put it where the bales are. Well, it's a little heavy, but alright. You just detach. I believe that's everything. I'm not sure if I've missed anything. Like I said, if I have, I'm sorry. There's a lot to this machine, like a lot, as you've seen so far. And the big bag thing, you know, if you do the big bags, give it a test. I don't typically use them, so that's why they're not installed. And then, like I said, this little trailer, you can basically take a half dozen implements, stick them in the back, strap them down, take them with you to a job site, or, you know, to wherever, to whatever you're doing. But yeah, that's the Huddig. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the flip side.